Well, that's interesting behavior. All this stuff makes great kindling. All right, y'all, pardon the mess back here. 'Tis the season. I've got water problems. Some of the stuff is froze up. I've got IBCs tipped over to deal with cracked spigots. It's a mess. It's an ongoing thing. First, got to get in here and get some roost bars fixed up. I bought some new nest boxes and I need space to put them, and we're just going to reconfigure the whole thing. Hold tight. Why are y'all following me? I don't have anything for you. Go on, shoo. I tried this the other day and the wind was blowing so hard it just blew it. That's not for you. Back up. The wind blew it so hard that it just balled this line up and broke it. What is going on in here? Some weird noises going on in here. All right, back to what I was doing. Take my gloves off here. Hey, hold it down in there. I imagine the camera's not picking it up, but I'm hearing a hawk right up here in the front. Hey! Hold it down in there. Trim my tag ends off here a bit so that that doesn't get tangled. And I've got one here to trim. All right. So as you can see, it will flap in the breeze for sure. Make a little bit of noise. Oh, I wish she would get that egg out already. All right, so up close and personal here, went over our rafter, joist, whatever you want to call it, just an overhand knot down to a swivel. That's going to allow this bottom piece to spin in perpetuity without twisting my line up. Now I do worry that, again, this here is going to fray and tear. So I will deal with that, I guess. Probably put some tape around here of some kind to protect it. But that weight down here at the bottom, again, just an overhand knot to hold it. Give it a little bit of substance. You can see she's going to flap. Make some noise. But it should not fly around the corner or up on the roof or around the corner or get hung up. You can see I've had stuff hung up here before. We'll see. We'll give it a shot. You can see what happens when it gets cold. It just freezes. So I have to come out here and give them fresh water every couple of hours. I was talking about the hawk pressure. Look at all the feathers. There's feathers everywhere. Feathers everywhere. right, y'all, so at some point, I don't know if it was from the cold weather causing this thing to freeze, or if it was from the neighbor's cows getting in here and pushing on the pipes that were in here. I know they did break the pipes, but I don't know if that's what led to a crack in here. Now, I had taken some JB weld, some Plasti-Weld, I think is what it's called. Tried to seal that up, but it did not work. So we're gonna have to take this whole IBC tank out of the cage, see if I can get this thing off and replace this spigot. I've already undone those two on this one. We've got this last one to do. Take these bars out and this whole tank will slide right out of this cage. Oh, that is not easy on the wrist either. Let me show y'all what's going on. So it's cracked up in here, down here, and then it's cracked again around here. So we're gonna see if we can unscrew this whole thing and find a replacement for it, screw a new one on, and hopefully we're good to go. So now that we've got it apart, we can see that this just spins on here, which means that our collar or our bushing here and our spigot piece is all one piece. It's not two separate like I thought it was. The rubber gaskets in here are just all bunched up and kind of shredded, so that's gonna have to be replaced anyways. But we know we've got a coarse thread pattern on here and a fine thread pattern on here. So now that we know what we're looking for, we can find us some new ones. I know I'm gonna need 2. The question is, will I need 4? My 2 big tanks have cracks in roughly the same place, so I have to replace all on the 2 big tanks, 330s I think they are, and then I've got 2 275-gallon tanks that I suspect are cracked as well. We're gonna go check those here in just a second. But now that we've got this, we know what we can shop for to replace it, get it fixed. We're not but about 60 days from starting our garden here. We definitely need our irrigation setup going before then. Well, I stuck my hand up under there earlier this summer, stuck my hand right in a wasp nest. You want to talk about lit. Boy, those red wasps came boiling out of there. My finger swelled up. Yep, that one's leaking too, but it is just barely leaking. You can see on this one the setup that I've got, right? So I've got my spigot, my adapter here with my pipe coupling into PVC, and neighbor's cattle just broke these off clean. So I've got to see. Yeah, it looks like this one is leaking out the side as well. All right, so pardon the mess here. This is our old nest box. Of course, it would have sat up and it was hung on the wall. Had some milk crates down here on the bottom that it sat on. Had a roof here that kind of slanted down to keep them from roosting on top of it in the boxes up there. But I wasn't able to keep these things closed, and so they got in there every night, of course, made a mess. Out with the old, in with the new. Now in our eggmobile here, right, so they go in the door here. You've got roost bars that go all the way up to about where this seam is here, right? So it's all the way from the back to the front with slats or joists, runners, whatever you want to call them, going this way, right? So they roost all the way up. And then there's another one that I just installed that comes down to right about here. There's more. And then once you get to here, I created a platform on this side to get to our new nest boxes. So you can see here our solar panel. This is actually our water going into our tank. Let's look at the inside at the new boxes. All right, so you can see the door down here. They come in. They can either walk down through here or they can go up here, all the way up here to roost. This section here coming down on this side is new. All of this is new. And then here's our new hen gear nest boxes. So you can see we've got some in there already. They go in there and lay. Those eggs roll down here into this. This will lift up. I can open this and get nice, fresh, clean eggs. This is a dummy egg out here to help entice them to use these. This box over here is actually what's connected to our solar. It's got a timer in there. The black circle there is actually magnetic. This piece connects to that, right? So at night I can raise these up, close the boxes. When that thing hits 4 a.m., these automatically come down and open up and they're ready to go for the day. End of the day, come collect eggs, close them up, let the magnet catch this piece, they're closed up for the night. Next morning, same thing, just wash, rinse, repeat every day. 4 a.m. it opens, ready for business. Every night it's closed and they're not in there making a mess. Downside is they're pretty pricey. They're about 500 bucks a box, right? So 500 bucks, 500 bucks. This thing was about 150 bucks. The solar time release piece is about 150 bucks. So that's about $1,000 hanging there on the wall.